So, today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 72, text 20 and 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ya nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ sabacaya śocya eva sa yo nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ sabacaya śocya eva sa nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ sabacaya śocya eva sa. Ācinoti svayam kalpaḥ sabacaya śocya eva sa nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ nityena śarīreṇa geyam yaśo dhruvam svayam kalpaḥ yaśo śocya eva sa nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ yaśo śocya eva sa. Ladies, śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ yaśo śocya eva sa. nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ satāṁ eva sa. nityena śarīreṇa satāṁ geyam yaśo dhruvam nācinoti svayam kalpaḥ satāṁ śocya eva cha. Ya, who, anityena, temporary, śarīreṇa, with the material body, satāṁ, by saints, geyam, to be glorified, yaśaḥ, fame, dhruvam, permanent, ācinoti, does not require svayam, himself, kalpaḥ, capable, sa, he, vācyaḥ, contemptible, śocya, pitiable, eva, indeed, sa, he. Translation: he indeed is to be censured and pitied, though all able to do so fails to achieve with his temporary body the lasting fame glorified by great saints. Vanessa to speak on 2 verses, so we'll go to the next one. Hariścandro rantideva uñchavṛttiḥ baliḥ vyadar kopato bhavo ya dhruvam gata. Hariścandro rantideva uñchavṛttiḥ Mudgala, Shibir, Bali, the legendary hunter and pigeon, and many others have attained the permanent by means of the impermanent. Purport. Here Lord Krishna and the 2 Pandavas are pointing out to Jarasandha that one can use the temporary material body to achieve a permanent situation in life. Jarasandha was a materialist. They appealed to his natural interest in the heavenly planets, where life lasts so long that it appears permanent to people. Srila Sridhar Swami briefly summarizes the history of the personalities mentioned in this verse. To pay off his debts to Vishwamitra, Hariścandra sold everything he had, including his wife and children. Yet even after attaining the status of a Chandala, he did not become discouraged, thus he went to heaven together with all the inhabitants of Ayodhya. Rantideva, after going without even water for 48 days and somehow obtained some food and water, but then some beggars came and he gave it all away to them. In this way he attained Brahmaloka. Mudgala followed the practice of gathering grains left behind in the fields after the harvest, yet still he was hospitable toward uninvited guests even after his family had been suffering in poverty for 6 months. Thus he also went to Brahmaloka. To protect the pigeon who had taken shelter of him, King Śibir gave his own flesh to a hawk and attained heaven. Bali Maharaj gave all his property to serve Lord Hari when the Lord disguised himself as a dwarf Brahman, Vamanadeva, and so Bali gained the Lord's personal association. The pigeon and his mate gave their own flesh to a hunter as a show of hospitality, and thus they were taken to heaven in a celestial airplane. When the hunter understood their situation in the mode of goodness, he also became renounced, and thus he gave up hunting and went off to perform severe austerities. Because he was freed of all sins after his body burned to death in a forest fire, he was elevated to heaven. Thus many personalities have attained enduring life on higher planets by means of the temporary material body. Shri Guru Shri Jatam Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Savitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, here we all are in these temporary material bodies, isn't it? These are not lasting eternal bodies, they're temporary. So, how we utilize these temporary bodies will either make us or break us. We can be Goswami or we can be Godas. Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam. We must utilize these senses in the service of the master of the senses. And then we'll be in good shape. Being able to get rid of this temporary existence here in the cycle of birth and death, going through birth, death, old age and disease, again and again through the 8,400,000 species of life. Sometimes a worm in the stool, sometimes an Indra. So many lifetimes we've gone through, but somehow, remember, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, now we find ourselves here at Krishna Balaram Mandir, in the holy land of Vrindavan, where we can actually get connected with Krishna. Actually, Krishna is here within every atom, between every atom, especially of all places in the whole material existence, especially is here right now. So let us take advantage of Krishna's association and tune in, turn on, and bliss out. Why should we misidentify with these temporary rotting corpses? Bags of stool, urine, pus, and blood. Isn't it ridiculous? We're so attracted to these bags of stool. If I gave you a bag of stool, would you want to kiss it, embrace it? But we're so attracted to these bags of stool, you see, by the expert packaging job of Maya Devi, you see. So we have to understand, by hearing from the great sages, by hearing from Krishna himself, what is the actual position. And then we can be properly situated on the pathway back home, back to Godhead. It's very nicely stated in the Bhagavatam. What is that sloka? Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahatmatang punyamashomarare vavam badir vatsa padam param param padam padam yad vabadam natesham. Just consider the amazing characteristics of the Vedic culture. Shukadeva Goswami speaking this. He's just speaking it. Perfectly composed Sanskrit poetry. Can you imagine? Shakespeare couldn't touch it. Imagine it. Padam padam yad vabadam natesham. He's not sitting down and composing it, he's just speaking it. Like I'm talking to you. Can you imagine the elevated position of Vedic culture? Krishna is talking to Arjuna in perfectly rhyming Sanskrit poetry. Can you imagine conversations with perfect poetry? Can you imagine? Just having a chat with your friend, you're talking in perfect Sanskrit poetry. Can you imagine what kind of culture it was? You see? So we also, if you read in the Mahabharata what it was like here, my God, there was unlimited gold, sapphires, everything was so opulent, you can't believe how opulent it was 5,000 years ago during the Vedic culture. You see? But by the image of Kali, they dragged down, 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 you see. So this movement now is to bring it up, 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 up. You see. Prabhupada very wonderfully explains in the Bhagavatam purport. Just as during Ram Raja there was no old age, no sickness, no poverty. Even you didn't die if you didn't want to die. Can you imagine? You never got old. Everybody was young. And you didn't die if you didn't want to die. That same atmosphere as Ram Raja, Prabhupada said, by the Sankirtan movement, the same atmosphere can come back to this planet. Can you imagine the potency of this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. It's not some Hindu slogan. We're talking about we're talking about God himself appearing here in sound vibration form, you see. So let us learn how to connect with Krishna. That verse is so wonderfully translated. I just quoted that verse. One who accepts the shelter of the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and the killer of that rascal demon named Mura. This vast insurmountable ocean of material existence becomes shrunk down the amount of water containing the puff going to happen. If I told you, okay, Prabhu, now you got to swim across the ocean. Jump in, go for it. I may make it. I might drown for sure. Got to cross the Indian Ocean. Get out there and swim. And we couldn't make it. There's no way. Even the greatest Olympic swimmers couldn't make it, you see. But if it comes out the amount of water I hope I have, no problem, just step right over it, you see. So, Sukadeva was explaining this vast, insurmountable ocean of material existence becomes shrunk down to the water containing in the footprint of a calf. He says their destination is that Vaikuntha Brahma, where there's no anxieties at all, not that place where there's danger at every step. I mean, here, even crossing the street, there's danger. You might get run over by a rickshaw. I mean, there's danger everywhere, isn't it? And just like they had an airplane crash in the U.S., 67 people were killed. The helicopter crashed, and the plane was coming and landing, the helicopter exploded. They both exploded in the air, and 67 people were killed. There's so much danger. Automobile accidents, assassinations, mass shootings now. The latest sport in America is mass shootings. The latest sport going on. And just such a dangerous, dangerous place, you see. The devotees are no problem, you see. They have nothing to be afraid of, you see. If death comes, Krishna is an all-devouring death. If death comes, no problem. It's Krishna coming to take me to a different place. That's all. For devotee, there's no fear, you see. Masuchaha, Krishna says. Don't worry, don't be afraid. We have no fear about anything. You come to kill me, no problem. I'm ready to go to another dimension. Sure, no problem. You see. There's no difficulties here in Krishna consciousness. The only difficulty is, my dear Prabhus, Mahārajis, and Maharajas, the only difficulty is we're not Krishna conscious. That's the problem. We keep forgetting Krishna. That's the problem. The only problem we have is we forget. If you're Krishna conscious, no problem. You see. But the problem is we're not always Krishna conscious. We're like a windshield wiper going back. Krishna Maya, Krishna Maya, Krishna Maya, Krishna Maya. That's the difficulty. So we have to learn, you see. What is that sloka? From wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, we must suddenly withdraw it and bring it back under control of the soul. It's like the mother trains the naughty kid. Okay, Amit, you have to do what I say now. Don't run wild over the house, you see. So we have mind running wild all over the material existence, running here, running there, trying to enjoy this, enjoy that, smoke this, drink this, have sex with this. We're trying to enjoy. But the difficulty is there's no enjoyment here. The only actual enjoyment here isn't real. It's illusory. Maya sukhaya. There's actually zero enjoyment to be had in this material existence. So why are we running like fools after the mirage in the desert when there's no water there, you see? Because there's a huge oasis of water if we come to Krishna, you see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. We have to take advantage of these great sages, take advantage of these wonderful teachings of Krishna. You see. So wonderful, wonderful teachings he's given us, you see. We start running after these materialistic leaders, simply rascals, fools and rascals, big dogs, big hogs, big camels, big asses. Where can they lead us, these materialistic leaders? These big politicians. I'm not talking about India, I'm talking about America right now. Especially America. Being from there, it's really unbelievable what kind of leadership we have going on in that country right now. It reminds me of that Bengali, what's that Bengali proverb? Baro bandale, baro pe, lanka dingate, matamara he. Big monkey, big jelly, big belly, salam jumping, melancholy. So this is our leadership now, these big monkeys, you know. They can't go to the material existence, you see. They can't go to the material, they want to lead us, but they're leading us into the darkness of ignorance, you see, these so-called leaders in the Kali Yuga. So we know who to follow, we have Prabhupada to follow, you see. It's amazing how this movement started. I just finished reading the Lamrita again. I was absolutely amazed. What struggles Prabhupada went through here in India. He had a whole manuscript of Gita ready to publish, and someone stole the whole manuscript. The whole thing was stolen. He had to start over again, can you imagine? For translating and commenting on the whole Gita, it was stolen. And then he went to Jhansi to start, and he started a whole society, the League of Devotees, and he had to leave because they wanted the property to be used for some kind of training program for ladies. He just went through struggle after struggle, even to get the P form to get out of India. Unbelievable struggle. He got to America. Again, it was struggle. He stayed with the Agrawals in Butler, then he stayed with some of these slick uptown Mayavadi yogis in his ashram in a big flat in Manhattan, and then he put him somewhere away, and then he got his own little room, and somebody stole his tape recorder, his dictaphone. They stole it. I mean, he had no money. He was getting a few dollars by selling a few volumes of the Bhagavatam. Unbelievable what he went through, you see. And then somebody who had appreciated him in Whitby, California, said he could share his flat with a roommate, David Allen, one of these artist lofts in the lower side of Manhattan. And there was so heavy situation. There were drunks all over the place. Coming into his flat, he had to step over the drunks to get into the flat. Can you imagine how horrible it was what he went through? You see. But finally that day, when he got 26 seconds, everything turned around. You see. That's when the magic really happened. You see. And then the thing just expanded, and now here we have this huge worldwide civilization. You see. It was not even how to even pay the next month's rent. It wasn't even known how I could possibly survive for another month. But now there's millions of dollars, hundreds of temples, just because Prabhupada was very sincere to serve Krishna, to serve the order of his spiritual master. So we should learn from Srila Prabhupada how to be very sincere to serve the order of the spiritual master. Not that we do our own thing, called it Krishna consciousness, no. I remember when Prabhupada was here, always the mood was, we have to please Prabhupada, isn't it? I have to think, speak, and act in a way that pleases Prabhupada. That was in every temple, that was the mood. We have to please Prabhupada. Maybe we didn't see him physically. I went for many years. I saw him in 71, I saw him in 72, and then I didn't see him until 75. You see, but we were always connected with Prabhupada because we knew we have to do what pleases Prabhupada, you see. So that mood, it's not that mood has to go away now. We'll do our own thing and call it Krishna consciousness. No, don't do your own thing. That was the popular saying in his 60s. Remember, do your own thing, man, do your own thing. He's really cool, he's doing his own thing. That was the popular thing in the 60s. But Prabhupada said, no, don't do your own thing, you do what Krishna wants, you see. And Prabhupada knew what Krishna wants, we do what Prabhupada wanted, you see. So this is the great mercy, you see. We can connect with Prabhupada just as much now as the Prabhupada disciples did back in the 70s. We can connect with Prabhupada just as much now, you see. Prabhupada told us, I remember in Atlanta, I finally got that opportunity to be with him again personally. It was so sweet. After 3 years of separation, he came to Atlanta. I can never forget that arrival dress. All they had there was big Gaurnitai deities, nothing else. Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda have appeared in Atlanta. He told us that Lord Krishna makes a condition. You want the mercy, surrender first. But then Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya makes no such condition, and he started crying. He gave a 5-minute arrival lecture, he had to stop, because he was totally overwhelmed with emotion, experiencing what is that kindness of Lord Chaitanya. There's no condition, just take the mercy, you see. And then I remember it was Bhaktisiddhanta's appearance day. Prabhupada gave such a wonderful lecture. Now the spiritual master is not dead and gone, you see. Just like we hear that popular, he lives forever by his divine instructions, and the followers live with him. So just like those early devotees could go into Prabhupada's room anytime and sit down and talk with Prabhupada, 26 seconds, it's wide open. Anybody would come, you go into Swamiji room and talk with Swamiji. You could sit there all day with Swamiji if you wanted to. It was completely wide open, you see. So that same access, those devotees had 24/7 to access to Prabhupada. We have that same access right now, you see. We can associate with Prabhupada every minute. And it's very simple, these Bhaktivedanta purports. Again, reading the Lalamras are really amazing. Prabhupada has so many distractions, how to pay the rent. The crazy boy David Allen, he flipped out on LSD, and Prabhupada had to leave that place, and he had to go. Through all these ups and downs, you see, in every situation, Prabhupada was very steady. Write those purports, write those purports, write those purports. Krishna was actually dictating to Prabhupada how to write these purports. So Prabhupada is fully present in these Bhaktivedanta purports. Fully present. So just like devotees could go into Prabhupada's room and sit there and talk with him, go on the walk with him, etc., 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 we can have that same intimate connection with Prabhupada just by reading his purports, by hearing his lectures. We just have to learn how to take them deep, deep, deep within the heart. You see, that's the key. Not in one ear out the other ear. Take them deep. Whatever Prabhupada is saying to you, deep, deep, deep into the heart. So it roots out all the ignorance, all the illusion, all the confusion we have in profusion. You see, take it deep, deep, deep within the heart. You see, this knowledge has the great power to completely free us from all illusion. So as Prabhupada ordered me, he said, now you've been qualified to see Krishna face to face. So it's available. Krishna is actually with us right now, especially here in Vrindavan. Krishna is present every place. His leelas are still going on here. The leelas are still happening here. Just like, what is that verse, Rupa Goswami? What is it? It's like, remember, Smenam Bangi Tayapachitam Satya Vishtena Dishtena Functionista Kishalam Udram Tanmakena Govindakam Haritanamita Krishna Vakamte Ma Pakshishus Tadavari Sakishnam Virangaha. That leela is still going on. Keshi God is still, the same Keshi God that was there 5,000 years ago is still there now. It looks a little different externally, but internally it's the same Keshi God it was 5,000 years ago. So it's a very nice translation, Rupa Goswami. His realizations, he's actually the chief of the Goswamis. That's why the Nectar Devotion is a summary study of his work. Especially Rupa Goswami is the chief Goswami. We especially follow him. We're Rupa Nugas here. The translation is very, very amazing. One Gopi girlfriend, she's telling her Gopi girlfriend, my dear Gopi girlfriend, if you have any desire to enjoy society, friendship, and love in this world, then don't you dare go to Keshika. Because see, this beautiful boy, Krishna Govinda, he's so beautiful. He's casting sidelong glasses. He's putting his flute to his lips, which like newly blossomed twigs. His transcendental body bending in 3 places, very beautifully illuminated by the moonlight in the sky. And I was so enlivened this morning, we came to Mangalarti, there was a full moon. Full moon, I didn't remember that Leela. Seeing the full moon, Sashi Shurya, Krishna said, I'm the light of the sun and the moon. I went, wow. I didn't remember that pastime. Krishna's body was illuminated by the moonlight in the sky. Can you imagine? So what did that Gopi girlfriend do? She was warned, don't go. But she immediately ran. Let me see that boy. I want to see that boy you're talking about. Now some of the gopis, their family members prohibited them from going. They would not allow them to go. So what did they do? They left their bodies. They died. They were physically prevented from going to see Krishna. They left their body. They died on the spot. So they go in their spiritual bodies to associate with Krishna. So we have to learn how to have that same intensity, mad with love of God. That mad with love of God for the gopis, they're the prime example of Krishna consciousness. Become mad after Krishna, like a madman. I must have Krishna. I must have Krishna. I must have Krishna. I must give myself fully so Krishna becomes fully manifest to me. That intensity we must have. Not some casual thing. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to learn how to dive deep, 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 deep into the ocean of Krishna Bhakti, Not skimming the surface, Of course, the surface is good, but it's not good enough. We want to go deep, 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 deep into the mellows of Prema Bhakti. There's various different levels. It's sadhana bhakti, vidhi more. There's different levels. So wherever you are, that's good. Whatever you've got, whatever you can do, connect you. That's very good. It's very good. And this was the great quality of Vishnujana Swami. He's the one who got me into this movement. I met the other devotees. They said, we have to follow the higher authorities. So I went, oof. I didn't like that. It's like the military, got to join the army and we had to follow the higher authorities. And I wasn't interested. And Vishnujana Swami, his mood was, give your love to Krishna. He would see the spark of devotion in the heart of a potential devotee, fan that in a blazing fire, This is the great quality of Vishnujana Swami. And Prabhupada told me personally, he says, you have been trained up at the expert guidance of His Holiness, the Vishnujana Swami. I remember I had a friend who thought the Hare Krishna haircut was really cool. You know, shaved head. Of course, the hippies and the long hair down to their shoulders, right? But he decided the Hare Krishna haircut was really cool. He got a shaved head and a sikha. He wasn't a devotee, but he liked the devotees. So anyway, he took me to his barber. I also got a shaved head with a sikha. And the brahmacharis were so angry. Who offered you to shave up? They're really angry at me. I wasn't living in the temple. They didn't. And so with Vishnu Swami, he was cool with it. We had a Lord Chaitanya festival up in Dallas, and it was a very wonderful festival. I had long hair and a beard, and so they had me play the kazi, the kazi breaking the drum. They had a halfway broken clay drum, so they had me smash the drum, and because I looked like a Muslim. Of course, our devotees, some devotees are looking like Muslims now too. I don't know about that one, but anyway. But anyway. So when I came back to Austin, I still had, then I went to this barber, and the brahmacharis were so angry. But then Vishnu Swami was on the phone with Mahanananda, the temple president of Dallas. He said, guess what? The kazi shaved up. It was like a good news, you see. So the brahmacharis were criticizing me, and Vishnu took it as good news. Even though I wasn't living in the temple yet, he could see there's some progress, you see, in this person. There's some progress he's making. So we have to see what is the, find that sincere spark of devotion within everybody's heart, you see. Actually, in the Mahabharata it says the devotee sees everyone like his children, you see. He's like the father and these are his children. Somebody asked me, how do you relate with all the people that work? I said, the team is your naughty kids. So we have to have that fatherly or motherly mood of wanting to help people, you see. Seeing they're not very mature, they're not very realized, but I've been blessed with this knowledge, so what can I do to help this person to come to his actual mature state of Krishna consciousness? It's actually there when everybody's heart. Everybody is a pure devotee of Krishna. They're all descendant from the spiritual sky due to misuse of their free will. So the devotee has compassion. Here's one of my brothers, even little Anna is my brother, you see. The devotee has compassion upon every living creature. What can I do to help this person become Krishna? Even to the tree, we can go, Hare Krishna to the tree, you see. I should be compassionate upon this bug coming around my head, not smash it, just brush it away. So in this way, there he is, Hare Krishna, little creature. So in this way, if we take this process very seriously, our lives will be unlimitedly sublime. There's no reason to go on suffering here in material consciousness, semi-Krishna consciousness, you see. Of course, semi-Krishna consciousness is better than no Krishna consciousness. But semi-Krishna consciousness means we have one foot in the boat and one foot still on the land. Here's the boat, back you got to make one foot is in the boat, the other foot is keeping on the land. No, put both feet in the boat, you see. And then you can travel on that boat, you see. The boat of the lotus seat of the Lord. Back to home, back to Krishna. So it's not really difficult to be Krishna conscious because it's already there. All we have to do is get back to our actual identities. Somebody asked me, we went to the Body, Mind and Spirit Expo in Austin. We had our book table and somebody came with, what's this book all about, the Bhagavad Gita? And I said, this book simply tells you how to know who you are and be who you are. They bought it immediately. You see. It's not difficult. Who would not want to know who they are? Would you not like to know who you are, sir? No, I don't want to know who I am. You see, our philosophy is very simple. Know who you are and be who you are. You're not that material body. You're an eternal spiritual being. Jivara Savrupahai, Krishna Arinichadas. Get back to being who you actually are. Right now you've been playing hide and go seek from yourself, trying to enjoy this material existence. But you can't enjoy it. There's absolutely zero enjoyment in this place. Come back to your actual identity as Him. Why did we come here? Some people ask. Well, they say, if Krishna is so kind, why He allowed us to leave? This is a lack of kindness. Krishna allowed us to come here to this suffering place. But no, it doesn't work that way. Love means voluntary. I put a gun, you love me, and I'll blow your brains out. You can't love under force. Love means voluntary, you see. In order, Krishna is emanating each and every one of us for the sole purpose of enjoying an intimate, loving relationship with each and every one of us, you see. Just like he had 16,108 queens, and each one of them he had an intimate, personal, unique relationship. And actually he has a personal, intimate, unique relationship with every single, the unlimited number of jivas who are in all of existence, spiritual and material worlds both, you see. So Krishna wants loving relationships. He loves rasa, he loves taste, the mellows that come from loving relationships. And every one of us is unique, you see. Krishna gets a certain type of taste or flavor or mellow with each and every jiva's soul. So he's missing us. Just like when Gainesville we used to have a Janmashtami feast, 108 preps. Wow, 108 preps, kicha. So each prep had its own taste, its own flavor. So Krishna has a love feast with infinite number of loving relationships or taste. So in order for that love to exist, we have to be there because we want to be there. We can't be forced to be there. But as it's sometimes said, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. We thought, well, maybe here I am with Krishna and his pastimes doing this. Maybe it's better to try to be independent. So Krishna gives the chance, all right, if you want to try being independent, I want you to use your free will. I don't want you to be forced to stay here. If you want to try being your own Lord, all right, I'll give you a universe. Our very first birth here in the material world is Brahmaji. Every one of us had we're gods. Each one of us is a god of our own universe. Every one of us. We had our own universe. There's an infinite number of universes in the material world to accommodate an infinite number of jivas that fall down from the spiritual world. Some universes, some Brahmanas have 4 heads, 40 heads, 400 heads, depending on the size of the universe. 4 million heads, etc. So we came here trying to enjoy separately because Krishna wanted us to have loving relationship. And now by the mercy of Krishna, yada dharmasha, and the mercy of great acharyas like Srila Vyasadeva, Brahmaji, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, Madhvacharya, etc., 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 we've gotten this opportunity to come back to our original identity. Sometimes people wonder, well, Vyasadeva was 5,000 years ago, and Madhvacharya appeared somewhere in like 1100 or 1118. How that's like a 4,000 year gap. How's it possible? It could be a 4,000 year gap in our disciplic succession because Vyasadeva is still living. You see, he's still living. So Madhvacharya, even 1100 years ago, was able to meet Vyasadeva personally. So there's an unbroken line of disciplic succession going back. You see. So here we are. We have this opportunity now to connect with our actual identities, to no longer be carried away by the waves of Maya, to actually realize who we are. We should actually learn how to worship Krishna with exclusive devotion. That's very important. Nanyaschintayantam mam yejanarpayapasate teshanditsavyuktanam yogarchemam bahamyam. For those who worship with exclusive devotion, meditating in my transcendental form, I preserve what they have and I carry what they lack. Thank God. I know I lack in many ways. I'm really lacking in many, many, many ways. But Krishna says, if we worship with exclusive devotion, you'll cover what we lack. Isn't that pretty good? I'm lacking in this, but the condition is exclusive devotion. Not that I love my dog, I love Krishna. We have to be 100%, okay, Krishna, everything is for you. Not that I water the root and water the branches also. No, all the water must go to the root. Exclusive devotion means I have one devotion only, one love only, and that's to Krishna. You say, what about my wife or my kids or my neighbors? I can't love them. But my dear devotees, we all know from Prabhupada's teachings, you cannot love anybody separately from loving Krishna. Not possible. Not at all. You cannot love anybody separate from loving Krishna. That is actually tinged with lust. Any love separately from Krishna is not love at all. It's so-called love. But if we actually learn how to focus all of them, everything must be for Krishna. I must please Krishna. And how do we do that? By pleasing His pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. Every thought in my brain, every word that comes out of my mouth, everything I do must be to please Prabhupada. What would Prabhupada want me to do? That's what you have to see. Not what I want or what somebody else wants. What does Prabhupada want me to do, you see? That's called exclusive devotion. Because Prabhupada is how we connect with Krishna. We can't jump over Prabhupada's head and go to Krishna directly. It's not possible. But through Prabhupada, we can actually directly connect with Krishna. Yasha prasadat bhagavat prasado. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one gets the blessings of Krishna. By the blessings of Krishna, one gets the spiritual master. Yasha prasanagati katopi. Without his blessing, you can't make any advancement, all zero advancement. We need the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. That means we have to find out what his teachings are and follow them strictly, not invent our own nouveau Krishna consciousness. I have my own version now. I don't follow Prabhupada strictly. I've studied the Vedas now. I have my own version. I know better than Prabhupada what's right and wrong, so I'll do it my own way. Forget it. You're lost. You're fallen down. You will not make it. You have to do what Prabhupada wants. Study his teachings, study his books, hear from those who were trained by him directly, and find out what pleases Prabhupada, you see. That is how we get out of this quagmire of material existence. So we have a few minutes left, about 10 minutes or so. Anybody have any questions? I'll try my best. One hearing aid is broken, so maybe my disciple can come here and help me. My hearing aid is totally gone. I've got one ear only. I'll try my best.
You know, with the modern age, we're living in a modern age, and it seems like Prabhupada modern age. Scientific age, computers, yeah. And it seems that Prabhupada, maybe his simple rules and regulations are overly conservative.
Prabhupada is also conservative. He's very liberal. Prabhupada is so liberal you can't believe it. Say Prabhupada is conservative, that's really not at all true. He's so liberal you can't imagine how liberal he was. Look at the pastimes in 518 Frederick Street, how liberal he was. There was some boy who said, "Can I get initiated?" Somebody in the lecture, "Can I get initiated?" I said, "Do you know who is Krishna?" Supreme Personality of God. "Who are you?" "I'm Mr. Teresa." "Well, tomorrow you get initiated." And one girl, it was Nandarani. Prabhupada said, "You know what your name means?" Prabhupada said, "What was?" In those days, they didn't mean by their karmi name, not their initiated. It was there, but they continued using their karmi name. She said, "What is my name?" She didn't know what her name was, even though she'd been initiated. "Oh, Nandarani, the mother of Krishna." She said, "Who is Krishna?" They only knew Swamiji. They didn't really sure who Krishna was, they knew Swamiji. So Prabhupada was so liberal, you see. Just like Rupa Goswami, he preaches like that. First introduce Krishna consciousness, rules and regulations can come later. So let's continue pursuing your line of logic here. Prabhupada was so liberal. We have to have a new adjusted ISKCON for the modern age. Maybe there's an idea. We have to, it's too strict for the modern age. We have to have a new version, new Krishna consciousness. But, it's not that, the thing is, 16 rounds of fourth grade pencils, they can't change that. That's it. But if you're really serious, it's about chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, there's 10 offenses. And if you really want to get connected with the name, you have to study those 10 offenses and to disobey the order of the spiritual master, for example. So, it's very nice to, do your own thing, but you may feel really good, I'm a great devotee, but you have to see if you're committing offense against the name or not. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. So you have to study what are Prabhupada's instructions. What pleases him, what displeases him. You need to find that out. I would say that's too much for the modern age. I don't accept that. If we say it's too much for the modern age, they feel it's too much for me. I can't handle it. That's really. If we say it's too much for the modern age, then holding on to my anarchas, that's what it actually means. I'm attached to my anarchas, I'm going to go over this. Actually, if we present this as it is, and we ourselves are fully embracing this process, it will be so attractive, as Prabhupada says in his purport, if one chants the holy name without offense, he becomes Jagat Guru, and his influence, the whole world will take up Krishna consciousness. Now, is that just some fancy, flowery language that convinces to chant Hare Krishna? Is this some flowery language, or is it scientific fact? I don't take it as flowery language that convinces to chant japa. I take it as a fact. What Prabhupada says is a fact, it's not some flowery words. If one chants the holy name without offense, he becomes Jagat Guru, and his influence the whole world by Krishna consciousness. So what's lacking is not adjustment for the modern times. What's lacking is our own impurities. That's what's holding us back from what's holding us back from making Krishna consciousness the world religion is our own impurities, not the modern day philosophies. It's our own impurities what's holding it back. From it, every town and village throughout the whole world, everybody was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. So we got to kick him out with boo. The Manacharya did that. He said, Yadabari Mamacheta Krishna Padara Vindi Nava Navara Sadangam Rapchit Tadabari Bhattamari Sangame Smarnai Bhavati Muku Nishtiva Namsha. He was actually a king. He had so many girlfriends in the palace having sex like crazy with all the attendants of the queen. But then now he's become a great Vaishnava Acharya, and he sometimes remember those days. He would spit at the thought. He would spit it. Get out of my brain, you damn thought. You're welcome, yeah, welcome. Get out. So we have to have that intensity. And now I have one business only, and that's to be a pure devotee of Krishna, and everything else can get the hell out of my brain. Everything, get out of here. You're not welcome. And become a Shuddha Bhakta. I have no other business. If we have the determination, the whole world will come. I guarantee you, the whole world will come running to this movement. If we can actually manifest that purity that Prabhupada sent, will bring us to that level. Not only this planet, but the whole material existence. You know that mantra given in the Itihasa Samuchaya by Narada to Punjabi? Very amazing mantra. If I remember, it's has a go. Janmantara sahasreshu yasasad vrdai dashi dasaham vasate vasha sarvalokam arudaya. After many thousand of births and realizing that he's the eternal servant of Krishna, he can deliver all the worlds. And Prabhupada actually wrote in one place, he can deliver all the living entities in this entire material existence, just by fully realizing I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. Can you imagine delivering now we're talking about the planet Earth, but Pluto and Mars and Jupiter, even the multi-universes. The one who is fully convinced I'm the eternal servant of Krishna, he can deliver every single condition so throughout the infinite universe in this whole material existence. That's how powerful this is, you see. Who cares about the modern times? You see? We don't have to worry about that. We just have to worry about our own impurities. That's the big problem we have. I'm still attached to lust, anger, my tongue, belly, and genitals. I'm still carried away by it. Just lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, envy. I'm still polluted and perverted. That's the problem for making this movement successful. Our own impurities is the problem. Isn't it? Confirmed by our temple president.
Thank you.
Anything else? Here's mine. Yeah, you can help me if I can't hear it.
No, I'm very clear. Prabhupada says...
It's very clear? Okay.
Sankarshan Prabhu ki jai. Prabhupada says, if you love me, then it's obvious that I love you. If you don't love me, how can I love you? So the point is that towards the end of the class you mentioned, if we love Krishna only, that is love. Other than that, if we love anybody else, that is not love but lust.
Is there a question?
Just didn't finish yet.
Go ahead. Is there a question?
Do you think loving to Srila Prabhupada or our spiritual master is lust?
So he was mentioning, that only love is to Krishna. If we love someone separately without Krishna, it is lust. So
Yeah, any love that's separated from Krishna is lust, it's not love.
He's asking if somebody loves Prabhupada, so it's lust?
Yeah, I know.
Prabhupada is, and we connect through the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Loving Krishna means loving his pure devotees. Yaśaḥ we sing every morning. Only by the mercy of the spiritual master get the mercy of Krishna. Without his mercy you can't make any advancement. So loving Krishna means loving his pure devotee. You can't love Krishna separately from loving his pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. And those who purely represent Prabhupada also. We can't neglect them either. Those who purely represent Prabhupada, they help us connect with Prabhupada, you see. So they're very important. We have so many exalted devotees in this movement. We have Prabhupada disciples and others, grand disciples. We have many, many advanced devotees. By having loving relationships with them, Prabhupada wants us to have loving relationships within this movement. It's like Rupa Goswami gives the 6 loving exchanges. We're meant to have that with all the devotees in the movement. You see. But by following these instructions of having loving relationships amongst the devotees, this pleases Prabhupada, which means it pleases Krishna. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you and appreciate.
Jai. Thank you for a nice question. Anybody else? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thanks for the class. My question is, independence or free will at times can be blessing and curse, both. Because when we are on the spiritual journey, so we may decide, I want to be strictly follow all the vows, rules, regulations. But most of the times we try to execute the free will, and then there is a chance that we may just glide down again. Because free will is something, as you mentioned, Krishna cannot force love. It has to come spontaneously.
Stop, because I'm not hearing any of it. Tell me, what is he saying?
So it's talking about independence and free will, which may be a curse for both sides, but we may fall down at some point using our free will. But you didn't finish the question.
Okay.
It's okay.
So what was the last point?
So how do you can you explain more? Can you explain that in bit more, like, because free will is always going to be there, and at times, the chances are that we may just try to follow rules and regulations, but we will not be able to do that because of the free will, because it's always there. So how do you manage with that?
The problem is that we have the free will, and time to time we misuse it. So how to be properly following the rules and regulations, because time to time we misuse our free will.
Krishna says, I carry what they lack. I gave that verse. So sometimes we deviate, we slip and fall, like a little kid learning how to walk, right? But the parents say, come on, little Amit, you can do it, try it again. So the spiritual master, the senior devotee, is there to encourage us, even though we slip and fall on the way and make a little mistake, I get carried away by my senses. The pure devotee is there to encourage us, to help us. I have this e-course with thousands of people signed up, and you believe all kinds of letters I get. People they're screwed up, messing up in so many ways. They ask me to help them, and I tell them how they can get out of the difficulties. One very good advice for those who have difficulties is Prabhupada said every devotee should read the Nectar Devotion 3 or 4 times. How many devotees have done that? 3 or 4 times. Here's 1. Here's 2. So that's one thing. There's another one. Very good. We got bow down to these devotees' feet. I'm reading it right now, but the thing is, if you're having difficulty, read the Nectar Devotion. And that will empower you to not fall down by reading the Nectar Devotion. That's one tip. The Nectar Devotion is very powerful. Rupa Goswami is actually personally present in that book. So you can have the association of Rupa Goswami if you're having difficulty. Read the Nectar Devotion 3 or 4 times, and you'll get empowered by Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada to not slip down anymore. Does that help a little bit? See? Actually, we're over time, but I'll squeeze in one more at least.
Thank you for the nice class, my obeisances. So, you mentioned do your own thing. A lot of people, even in our own movement, is changing Prabhupada's books considered do your own thing?
So you mentioned about that, saying that do your own thing. So it seems that in ISKCON, so he's talking about Prabhupada's book changes that the devotees kind of accordingly.
So he's asking about the book changes? I asked Swami about it. They're selling the old books over here by the was Goswami. He said either one is okay. That was his opinion. See, the thing is, the original editors, he was originally told to edit the books, but he caught his own mistakes. He's correcting his own mistakes that he made. That's what he's doing. But I asked him about it. He said either way is okay. I personally have the old book, the original one, because as a brahmachari, I got a full set back in 78, I think. So I have the original ones. I'm not in the Veda Bible side, the new ones. I don't care. Either one is okay. He was just, the editor was correcting his own mistakes, but the original editor realized he made some mistakes, and he's correcting his own mistakes. So I don't have a difficulty with either one of them. I'm cool with either one of them. I have both of them. And my iPad, I have the new one, and my shelf, I have the old one, so I have no problem. Either way, I'm cool. But what is the essence of these books? That's what we have to see. If you want to fight over the new edition, the old edition, Prabhupada, don't fight amongst yourselves in order for Prabhupada. So then you're going to fight, old edition, new edition. Then you're disobeying, you're displeasing Prabhupada. So whichever one you're going to read is cool with me. Read the old and new one, doesn't matter. But don't fight amongst yourself, Prabhupada said. That's the main thing. Don't fight they want to big fights over this, they're displeasing Prabhupada. Read everyone you like, but don't fight. That's the best answer. Okay, looks like we're way over time now. I'm going to hold you all back from your day's activities. So get out there and save the world, y'all. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have some garlic to give away.